gamer. It's a wonderful day to talk about or play T9A in Bavaria, or the whole world. It's Flo and your host, and your topic today is the upcoming balancing patch. Greetings! The upcoming balancing patch. I will explain to you what it means, how it's done, and if it will be on time or not. Well, this year it's the first time that there are design changes and mostly design changes. Point changes will only happen at things which had design changes. If some, that's because too many moving parts bring to surprising results. Okay, so what did happen? The ACS, that's the Army Community Support, did investigate with the community which were the problems and then prioritized them. I know a lot of people tried at the time to explain how to solve such problems, but the more important thing is to define the problems. Because if my problem with Oceanborn is that the sharks just don't work outside of water terra, then giving them some extra fluffy rules or extra hardcore rules which makes them much more killy or price efficient than the dolphins won't cut it. Won't solve the problem for all. So the most important thing there is an exact problem definition. And that allows to solve the problem best. Own problem solutions or propositions have the problem one does usually not see the collaterals. And of course, I like my ideas most of the time, so yeah, that's the reason why giving my ideas would have been bad. Okay, then, no, also an Army community support and external experts did present the problems they found to Rules team, and Rules team then sorted out which ones to send to the game designs team for a redesign. Well, ACS did bring the three top problems, and yeah, then Rules team had a look where they still thought points should fix it if they are applied correctly, or it's a thing of set as a spell. Point, we can't adjust point costs. We could adjust the casting values, but we already did the 10 times in the last years. I know that's an exaggeration. Well, then I guess it has to get a redesign. They described the problems, and the game's design team was asked to present proposals for solutions. They did bring several proposals for each of the things, and the Rules team picked the ones which seemed to address the issue the best. And then there started a review. ACS, the GDT, and BGT, that's the background team, did a review. Why? Well, if the Rules team wants to solve a problem community brought up, it would be a good thing if community liked the new thing better than the old one. So, Army community support is asked. And not only the one of the army in question, but all. Cause I'm quite sure that most the oceanborn players would love it if dolphins became overpowered and wrecked whole opposing armies, but the other players would not like that so much. I know my guys, my ACS would still say, it's a really cool new community, would like it, but the other guys not. But nonetheless, all ACS have the possibility to review and vote. Also, game design team has the review processes in it, and the background team. Well, why the background team? Because if, for example, one fix for Take It 80 would be to remove everything flame related. Then background team would step in and say, gentlemen, Infernal Dwarfs are everywhere related to fire. That's not a good idea to remove that stuff from them. Please find a way to keep it. Or, for example, say Rules team would give back the Infernal Dwarfs a rule which showed how nice and helping and things they would be present a rule which would present them like the most peace-loving guys on the world, most nicest, which I'm afraid might be shocking for you, but they aren't. Then background team would have to say no, that doesn't work. Well, if enough of that reviews did turn out bad, so the proposals disliked were clearly, then back again for another redesign circle. Of course, now with improved order and more guidance. And then, when a design is found and accepted, games design team and the rules team price the changes. Then the rules team sends that to rules clarity team. Okay, and it's divided in 3 batches. Okay, but what does it really mean? When will batch 1 happen? What's in it? And so on. Well, here there is the good overview. Here are the actions, what the people do. And here there are the batches. The first batch involves the lab teams, so I guess it's not a secret for you that Saurian Ancient, Kingdom of Aquitaine, Red Elves, and Vermin Swarm will be in the first batch. And also the Archon Compendium with changes of Druidism has already been officially spoiled, and some changes to the magical items. Yeah. But why does it take us so long? Well, we're here basically after all that above happened. After basically the design is done, change is done, the pricing is done, ready to throw it out. Not yet. Because some things will need new names. For example, if Oceanborns, sharks would have gotten as a new special rule, well, I would just call it Shark Attack, but luckily we have a background team which comes up with much better names. Well, when new rules have been named, the price and the science is ready, everything goes to the rules clarity team. And that are the guys who sit down and work on the rules to make sure that they are clear, that there are no loopholes, and that they convey and allow exactly what we want. That are the guys who are asking, shall set enable z and z and z and z or not? Because the first words always have loopholes. And rules clarity team goes on with a hammer and checks where is the loophole, what is intended, what is not intended, and fixes the wording so that it's understandable and that it transports the idea. So that the raw, the read as written is as identically to the read as intended. Yeah. Oh, not read, rule each time. Well, and then it goes to the layout team. They put it into the LaTeX. That's a design in the program. The templates, and it turns up in the army box. So then, if the army books are done, they're by layout, they're given to translation, to tool support, to community engagement, and the books are translated. The books are incorporated into the tools like Battle Scribe, New Recruit, and Ninth Builder, and whatever is more out there. And of course, the executive board is informed on incoming release. The executive board are the guys who basically can pause or hold or stop anything in the project. The back stands it is with them. Well, I haven't ever seen them go in and stop something, but sometimes there were hints. Could you just fix that before? But there's the guys making sure that, for example, not in one army book stands the word is called the other, and in the other army book is that the word is called mark or anything. There's the guys having the big picture, making sure we don't contradict each other, we don't, and that, yeah. And then, when all it's done, when the books are layouted, translated, the tools are ready, the community engagement has prepared their videos, their blogs, their podcasts. Then, in the pub regulation puts out a news message with the release, with drafts of release notes. They find a time slot, coordinate the platforms and so on, and then the admins load up the books to the download pages and the release happens. What a lot of things. Why is it worth to wait till translation and tool and community engagement has done their magic? Well, firstly, you get to know explanations for some things, and you see the whole picture. If, for example, I only know something about the Oceanborn, it's basically meaningless. I could be happy when I see that my Oceanborn army gets 100 points cheaper. But I tell you, it won't help me in case every other army got 300 points cheaper. Yeah. Or I could to make a big fuss when I see every point cost in my army book doubling. When I don't see it set, could everything be alright if I see all points costs everywhere else are doubling too, and we're doubling the point size? Okay, so there are things which are not happening, but an example. And also, those teams still find problems. They find typos, they find mistakes. They also ask, oh, That reads for me like I can do that. Is that really the case? So, yeah. So they basically improve the quality of what's put out. They explain things to you. They put in a really lot of work and time, and they present it to you in a good way. So please give them the time to do their magic. And with that many teams involved, I can say you it's about roughly 100 guys. Okay, a bit more, but yeah. So I'm really proud that everyone holds the info where it is, that as far as I know, nothing unfinished has gone out, that only the official spoilers came. I want to really thank everybody, because people are making a fuss about things which already changed. Would be bad. Would be old stuff thing up. If ACS would have to calm down the board, they would not have enough time for the reviews and so on. So really thank you for everybody on that 1,100 guys for keeping to the process and keeping things where they should be. You see 3 batches. First one, lab books, and Arcane Compendium, rulebook. Rulebook would get added stuff which is already in some army books, and before we add one rule in 10 army books, we could move it to the rulebook. And also some things which had been described very complicated in every book and had small but differences and moved together, put into the rulebook. And some armies also got complexity reductions. Well, there also community was polled, or not really polled, they were asked, observed to find out where the cuts would hurt them the least. Cause if we can cut A or B, and A is the favorite of the community, and B is like the unwanted thing no one ever uses. Well, I hope you understand that. Then we will cut B, or is that what we think is B for you? But if you don't know, we might by accident cut A. So you have been asked if your army was up for complexity reduction. If you don't know something about it, be assured you usually should know it if your army was set up for that. Because your ACS have asked and inquired and should and have already prepared you for that. Yeah, and here's the one. Oh, the first release should be on the 24th. Will the team be able to deliver that? As far as I've seen, yes. Of course, there can always be delays, but I'm quite positive and happy, and I think that we will be able to keep to the schedule. Teams are working hard, guys are pressing a lot, and we're on it. If something changes and one release date would be needed to move further back, we'll tell you. So, I'm happy that this time we were able to basically show you a really time frame. I'm happy for you having stayed with me for so long. And everything I can now do is to wish you a nice day here, because it's a wonderful day to play or talk about T9A in Bavaria and the whole world.